Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to the Investing Bros Morning News Update. We got a good amount of details to cover, but in case you slept this weekend and have not been looking at charts, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto space has had a massive pump over the weekend. This, of course, on the news that the U.S. government decided in the last minute not to shut down. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more in this video, but go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you care about crypto, if you care about TA and news, and you want to know everything early in the morning. We are the first show early mornings that gives you everything you need to know about what's happening in the crypto space. Go ahead and smash that like button. I'm going to throw it over to T Shroom to give you guys the morning news, and we're going to finish up the video with a little bit of TA. T Shroom, what do we got this morning?
Absolutely, Tim. Well, we're going to start off with the big one, which is that Congress has averted the shutdown and McCarthy faces speakership fight. That last part you probably care a lot less. It's the first part there that may have sent equity prices and crypto prices much, much higher. So we're going to be following this story, see who are the winners and the losers of the agreement that they came to. We're not going to unpack that in this video because we're going to keep going into more crypto stuff here. So speaking of crypto, one of the biggest trials outside of the Ripple SEC case is here. This is the Sam Bankman-Fried goes to trial tomorrow, guys. This is crazy. It's been exactly 9 months and 20 days since SBF got arrested at his then home in the Bahamas. Today marks the last day before he is set to start with trial, in which he will win back his freedom or be locked up for what a federal judge says could be a very long time indeed, Tim. Well, even though he might be going to jail, the money that was stolen from FTX, if you'll remember this, right when they were having the big scandal, everything was going all over the news, mainstream news, a bunch of money was stolen from FTX. So somebody stole it, right?
Wow,
well, it's being moved, and now $600 million is on the move. And FTX's wallet have now moved through privacy tools and bridges. The question, of course, that everybody wants to know is, where is that money going? Are they going to sell it for fiat? Could that have an effect on the markets and prices? And who the heck owns it? Is it really just some hacker, or is it potentially SBF or somebody who worked internal to the organization over there before it collapsed? Well, we may never know, but we will be following that story and bringing you updates as they surface. Meanwhile, $100 million in crypto shorts destroyed completely as bears lose their ground there. So that's a lot of shorts. Tim is going to be getting into that quite extensively. We're going to be looking at that on the charts, at the Bitcoin price movement and Ethereum price movement, all of that, just so that we can have an idea of what the heck to expect here for our crypto portfolios. Are we going to the moon? Is this it? Is this the big pump? We'll see. Coinbase obtains payment license in Singapore. That's pretty big. And then Solana's total value locked hits all-time high for 2023. I've got the chart here pulled up for you. You can see that is in... Oh, I zoomed in too much. There we go. You can absolutely see that this is true, and it's very impressive for Solana. Very impressive indeed. Well, Van Eyck, one of the ETF issuers for Ethereum, is they've actually made a commitment to 10% of their profits from the fees for that ETF is going to go to the Ether ETF, to Ethereum's core development team, which is pretty epic. I did not see this coming. Usually you do not see such a capitalist entity such as Van Eyck, an ETF issuer for Pete's sake, pledging 10% of their profits to a blockchain. Now we're moving into the future of crypto, guys. This is the future. This is the future. Things are going to be different for finance. Japanese automobile giant Honda now accepts Bitcoin and Ethereum as payment methods through this company here, FCF Pay. More than likely, this is going to be very, very exciting for the markets. You might see a lot more about this one. FCF Pay, a leading blockchain payment system, has embraced major cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, ETH, Ripple, meme coins, including Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Pepe Coin, and more. Now, Tim and I made an observation that they named it Ripple here instead of XRP, which is an interesting one. And they also went ahead and said the whole Shiba Inu and Dogecoin instead of just Doge. So, Tim, this is the end of the stories. I want to throw it to you. What's your take on that? Why do you think they included those?
I just think it's funny. I think it's pretty apparent that whoever wrote that probably is not the most crypto centric person. They probably don't spend a lot of time researching crypto because people know, those in the crypto space know, Ripple is a company. Ripple is not a cryptocurrency. It's simply a company. Now they have a token called XRP, and that's how they are able to move things within the blockchain. And then, yeah, like I'm not necessarily I don't think there's anything crazy about Shiba Inu, spelling it all out. Most people just say Sheeb in the crypto space. I very rarely see people spell out the whole Doge coin and Pepe coin. That one I've actually almost never seen from a crypto person. People just say Pepe and maybe put a dollar symbol in front of it. So I just thought that story was funny. Nothing, not that any of the details are wrong. I mean, that's probably a pretty easy story to report on. It's factual. They just decided to spell some stuff out that would maybe allude to they're not a crypto person, but
Yeah.
that's not that important. There are some other things though, as we get into the charts, I want to take a look at because T-Shroom talked about $100 million worth of shorts on Bitcoin were liquidated. Which crazy is on CoinGlass. We have a lot of competing data points on this one, T-Shroom, so it's really hard to actually know what's happening. The source you had said 100 million. CoinGlass says 46 million total, meaning only 40 million. And by the way, this last 24 hours, and the big pump has happened within the last 24 hours. So unless they're waiting for more details and more data to come in, they're saying only $40 million worth of shorts were long liquidated. But then you come over here. This was posted 6 hours ago by Adamino Research. They said that bears are in disbelief as Bitcoin rallied above 28,000 for the first time in a while, leading to over $800 million in shorts being wiped out, including $400 million in Bitcoin shorts. I think later on this, it talks about Ethereum had over 200 million themselves, and then other coins amounted for the other, for the other 200 million shorts that were liquidated. So long story short, guys, Bitcoin bears got wrecked. But here is the thing. We kind of addressed this earlier last week when I said that I thought that a government shutdown would end up being bullish for Bitcoin's price. Let me explain to you why that continued even though the shutdown didn't happen. So while I predicted that I thought it would be bullish, that I thought that the price would go up during the shutdown, many people's belief system was that if we had a shutdown here on Saturday night, the price of Bitcoin would have gone to the downside. Well, guess what? If your prediction is that price is moving to the downside and you want to get involved and make some money, what are you likely to do? You're likely to go ahead and enter a short, right? Millions of people entered millions of dollars worth of shorts on Bitcoin. Well, guess what happens when that happens? If the overwhelming perception is something bad is about to happen and shorts were entered, you got manipulators, you have whales, and you have experienced traders who do the exact opposite. And the question is why? If millions of dollars of shorts, in this case, let's go with the highest number, 400 million. There were $400 million worth of shorts entered. That's going to take a lot of money to push price to the upside like what we saw. Why is that? Well, it's because of this right here. Blockchain data from Glassnode determined that 1% of the top 1% of Bitcoin addresses own almost 99% of the cryptocurrency's current circulating supply. Guys, this is why we are so passionate about talking about manipulation and watching out for it. Because in a scenario where everyone was convinced that something bad was going to happen and the government's going to shut down, and that's really bad, so the price is going to go down, experienced smart money whales took the risks. They pumped the markets. Look at the volume that came in during this whole thing. This is just a 4-hour chart. If I were to go to the hourly chart, look at the peak in volume that came in to liquidate those shorts. It was worth the while. But watch out, ladies and gentlemen, because now that the price is going up and people are waking up this morning overly confident, beware of another trap, this time being a bull trap. Let's take a look at why that is. Now, you guys know that we've been talking about on this channel for a while, and I thought that I'd just gotten it wrong, but I think there's a very good chance price ends up hitting at least 28,600. You guys know who've been watching Investing Bros. I've been talking about 28,600 now for a while. That's a former support level for Bitcoin. It's also one of our levels on our multi-time frame support and resistance that has a key daily level. It gets a little higher. It's actually at 28.8, but I kind of rounded just to a middle 28.6. With that said, though, we still have a lot of resistance above us. I think there's a decent chance price even breaks up. But here is part of the problem that you guys need to watch out for when it comes to Bitcoin price. Last night on Discord, I was talking with some of the members. By the way, make sure you join that free Discord. But I said I think we need to get above the golden pocket for me to be long-term bullish. And you guys can see right here, golden pocket sitting up here at 29,400. So my point was kind of let's get to 29,500 and maybe we can confirm some bullish movement. But in reality, when I actually zoom out here, guys, and I'm looking at the daily chart, I think that my new answer, I think I was wrong last night speaking in Discord. The right answer is for us to be bullish and to have a bullish formation going again in Bitcoin, we need to surpass $32,000. Why is that? Well, guys, let's look at this pattern that looks like it is developing on Bitcoin. This right here, we had a nice peak, but we came back down and rested where? Right around $25,000. Then we moved a little higher in another rounded peak, and we came back down to where? $25,000. If we cannot surpass 32,000, whether we stop here at 28.8, whether we come up to a 29.9 or 30,000, if we keel over and move back down towards the downside, this, ladies and gentlemen, would be what we call a head and shoulders pattern. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. Let me go ahead and delete all of my drawings. Let's just pretend that we do something like this. We get up to 30,000, maybe 31,000. We keel over and we come back down to the downside. What would that mean for Bitcoin's price? There's two different ways of looking at this. I'm going to give you the more aggressive one and I'm going to give you the more conservative one. So right now we're on the linear chart right now. What you do with head and shoulders is you take the height of the head down to what we call the neckline. Neckline being $25,000, the height of the head being up here towards 32. You move this over towards a potential breakout right at that neckline. And this, ladies and gentlemen, on the linear chart would give us a price prediction, down towards the bottom of this T-box, towards $18,000. The exact number it's looking at is 17,700, give or take. That's a more aggressive prediction. Let's move to the log chart, and we're getting a little bit maybe more conservative here. Let me get rid of this line and spread this out for you guys so you guys can see it more clearly. This is a little more conservative, but it's still going to give us a significant price movement to the downside. Let's move this over. Let's go to the potential breakout point. This gives us a price of $19,200. You guys know that I've been talking about 19.7, 19.5 for a while, filling the Bitcoin future CME futures gap that is right here. You guys can see we have a nice gap that comes all the way down to 19,900. There is still, even with this shorter term bullish momentum, this is why you have to zoom out and continue to look at things, because despite the fact that this morning feels really good and we do have a nice pump, and guys, I really do hope that we're able to make a rally past 32,000. That'd be awesome. But look at what we have flashing. This is the daily chart. We are flashing overbought for the first time since when? Oh, the last time we were up above $30,000. This is the first daily bearish reversal call. Now, the 4-hour chart, we definitely are seeing some bullish things happening where we're ignoring some bearish signals. This is positive. That means on the 4-hour chart, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving bullishly. The bulls are in full control. But remember, 4-hour charts are only relevant in as so far as about maybe 48, 72 hours at the most. This does not tell me anything about the next week or 2 weeks of Bitcoin price action. The last thing I want to kind of show you guys, and again, I'm trying to be realistic with you. If we can break 32,000, I am bullish, guys. I am very bullish. But unfortunately, we have a long way ahead of us before the charts turn into a bullish price action. Now, this is something that people are raving about right now. This is the 200-week moving average. It's the SMA. And people are raving about what happened late last night was that we broke above this blue line, the 200 SMA. And I'm here to say, great, this is awesome. Let's get realistic, though, guys, because at the end of the day, when you zoom out and you remember things, nobody cares about where wicks go. Look back here. We also were very bullish when we broke through the 200 SMA back in February. But as you can see from the chart, we bent 2 different candles wicks above it and then could not close and ended up crashing back to the downside. Price eventually would go all the way back down towards 19,500 after being all the way up at 25.2. What's my point here? My point is this candle right here, this is a weekly candle that just started. And while right now the candle body is above 200, We have to wait until next Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or maybe it changed because of time zones. Maybe it's 8 p.m. Either way, we have to wait all the way until next Sunday before we can confidently say, guys, we recaptured the 200-week moving average. That's a long time. That's a lot of data. And I just showed you, while the 4-hour chart might look bullish right now by ignoring some of these bearish signals on my oscillators, the daily chart, not as much. And in reality, when I'm talking about looking at the next 6-7 days, the best charts to be looking at would be the daily and the 12-hourly. And both of these charts are screaming massively overextended, overbought signals flying in. This is not the look that we want. But again, I'm leaving out some hope here. Bulls, if we want to recapture this and move to the upside, excuse me, sorry, bubbles in my throat. If we want to recapture this and become bullish once again, we have got to make a major push, not just to 30,000, not just to 31,000. We need to recapture 32,000 and set a new high for 2023. Guys, I know that that's probably not what you all wanted to hear, but you guys know at Investing Bros, we do not tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. There's still a lot of room for skepticism in the crypto space. There's still a lot of room for downward movement. Do not get fooled by pumps on smaller time frames. Continue to zoom out and continue to watch for what Bitcoin is doing. Guys, that's going to wrap up this video. It was a little longer than normal, but make sure that you guys smash that like button, hit subscribe. Of course, today, T-Shroom is not going to be with us. We're not going to have a YouTube live show, but I will be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our Discord, and that is absolutely free. So make sure you go ahead and go join the Discord. Come join me live at 3 p.m. And if you want some more live show and good stuff, my good friend Army Piper is going live today in just a couple of minutes at 9:30. You can check him out at the Piper Academy. We're going to have the link in the description down below. Make sure you go over there, smash a like button, hit the views, get used to an amazing new schedule between Investing Bros and the Piper Academy. With that said, that's all we have for you in this video. Make sure you go ahead and do all of that. We'll see you in the next one.
Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor of the TA. Shouted out loud on the PA. T-Shroom's news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that better to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots that bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.